A Hong Kong neighbourhood is reeling after a catastrophic high-rise fire. Dozens are confirmed dead, hundreds are still missing, and the death toll may rise. Entire homes have been destroyed, and countless families are facing the fear of losing their loved ones. The first fire broke out on Wednesday afternoon in Hong Kong's Tai Po neighbourhood, quickly turning into a deadly inferno. Authorities confirm that at least 55 people have died, including a 37-year-old firefighter who lost contact with his team. More than 56 people are in hospital, with some in a critical condition. City officials say hundreds were reported missing, though firefighters have since managed to reach some of them. The blaze swept through Wang Fuk Court, a huge housing estate consisting of 8 towers, each 31 floors high, with over 1,900 residential units in total. The flames first caught the bamboo scaffolding placed on the towers for repair work. Investigators now believe the fire spread so fast because of flammable materials left at the construction site, including packaging foam, bamboo, netting and plastic sheets. These materials fueled the flames and then rapidly jumped from one building to another, helped by strong winds and falling debris. The blaze had been largely brought under control by the morning, according to the Fire Services Department. The fire extinguishing work is expected to last until Thursday evening. Firefighters said the temperatures inside some flats were so high that they were unable to reach people who had called for help. Evacuations continue, with hundreds of residents moved to temporary shelters.
To extinguish the fire and rescue trapped residents, the Fire Services Department deployed over 140 fire engines and more than 60 ambulances. Over 800 firefighters and paramedics were mobilized, and drones were also used to assess the disaster scene. I have instructed the Fire Services Department to mobilize all necessary resources and manpower to put out the fire at full speed.
Residents say they were taken completely by surprise. Many flats had windows sealed due to maintenance work, leaving people trapped inside without realizing there was an ongoing fire. Over 900 residents have now been shifted to emergency shelters, many still unsure whether they will ever see their homes again.
I live on the Block 1. I thought the fire from Block 3 would not spread so fast. My dog was at home, so I thought of coming back and bring the dog down from the apartment. It was just around 5 p.m., and the police would not let me up. The fire was not yet burning at our building. I do not know how my dog is doing upstairs now.
In the early hours of Thursday, police arrested 3 men from the construction company involved. Officers say the men acted with gross negligence, leaving flammable materials that caused the fire to spiral out of control. Hong Kong's anti-corruption agency also announced that it had opened an investigation into the renovation work carried out at the housing complex. A wider criminal probe is now underway.
Around 2 a.m, we arrested 3 men from Tai Po and Gao Tau Kok, San Po Kong, on suspicion of manslaughter.
Fire crews have been working since Wednesday afternoon. Evacuations are still happening. Parts of a major highway have been shut, and teams are using cranes and long-range hoses to cool the upper floors. Hong Kong is one of the world's most densely packed cities, over 7,000 people per square kilometre, and has around 570 buildings taller than 150 metres, more than any city globally. With millions living in vertical towers, any fire carries massive risks. This inferno has now become one of the city's worst modern disasters. As investigators examine how this disaster unfolded, Hong Kong is left counting the cost of a mistake that has taken lives, destroyed homes, and shaken an entire community. This is a tragedy that will leave its imprint for years to come, with families now grappling with loss, uncertainty, and the painful task of rebuilding their lives. We will continue to follow developments as the investigation progresses.
I wore the crown of a revolutionary. I promised to lift my nation. I claimed to fight imperialism. I became the very thing I warned against. I funded militias across continents. I feared my own shadow. Some called me the King of Kings. History calls me something else. The dictator. Who am I?